Hello, this is your Express Briefing for Wednesday, October 30th. From the San Antonio Express News, I'm Joy Marie Scott. Become a subscriber and read more of these headlines at expressnews.com. Today, we're following a city council meeting where officials will present the city's Domestic Violence Comprehensive Plan. We'll also be at the opening of Plus One Robotics' new 11,000 square foot robotics lab. In sports, the UTSA men's basketball team takes on Texas A&M International in an exhibition. Expect some showers and scattered thunderstorms and a high of 59. The Guadalupe Blanco River Authority's spending practices are at the center of a new temporary restraining order. A judge put a stop to the GBRA's spending on certain items until a court hearing next week. A lawsuit filed by several hundred property owners questioned the agency's spending in light of a spill gate collapse at Lake Dunlap's Dam in May. The ruling comes amid an ongoing dispute about whether aging dams at 4 lakes are unsafe and who could fund repairs. A group of military families say mold exposure and other issues at Joint Base San Antonio Randolph and Laughlin Air Force Base made them sick. In a lawsuit, the families allege that housing fell into disrepair, subjecting them to, quote, atrocious conditions including pervasive mold and airborne toxins. The problems in the lawsuit are similar to those recently reported by troops and commanders on Joint Base San Antonio Laughlin and Camp Bullis. CPS Energy plans to nearly triple the amount of solar it uses. The city-owned utility currently gets roughly 10% of its supply of electricity, or 550 megawatts, from solar. The proposal would increase that to 900 megawatts and, combined with existing wind power, bring its clean energy generation mix to more than 40%. The effort comes amid a push to replace the aging natural gas plants, though CPS plans to keep using 2 coal plants for several more decades. Now, if you've been to the Alamo, it's hard to miss the attractions across the street. Ripley's Haunted Experiences, the Wax Museum, or the Tomb Raider 3D ride, to name a few. People love to sneer at these businesses they find indecorous. But they need to remember who brings the most tourist dollars to San Antonio. And this is the topic of Chris Tomlinson's latest column. In upgrading Alamo Plaza, Tomlinson says, leaders need to work hard to relocate these businesses, which draw more than 3.5 million people a year, that the city and state plan to close. Separately, the Woolworth Building was included on a list of 25 heritage sites worldwide that are described as threatened. Consider a subscription to the Express News, the voice of South Texas since 1865. Just 95 cents for the first month, a digital subscription helps support our work covering San Antonio and South Texas. You'll get access to all our stories on expressnews.com. Join us at expressnews.com/subscribe. And in other news to know today, a co-defendant convicted last year with then State Senator Carlos Uresti has lost his appeal. Tim Duncan is still naive to one NBA reality, mediocrity, writes sports columnist Mike Finger. And have you had your flu shot yet? We tell you what's new with the flu shot this year. A judge stopped the Converse City Council from removing and replacing Councilwoman Kate Silvas, at least temporarily. Texas Representative Dan Crenshaw has thrived in his rookie term, finding a space independent of President Donald Trump. Do you need early Christmas gift ideas? You can now buy Whataburger boots. Councilman Clayton Perry has been informally lobbying colleagues on behalf of a potential replacement. This is the topic of Gilbert Garcia's latest column. A Texas lawyer known as the DWI Dude was convicted of scamming roughly $1.5 million from big-time drug traffickers. And San Antonio author Jenny Lawson of theblogess.com prepares to open a new independent bookstore. The Alamo Heights bookstore will have a coffee, beer, and wine bar where book lovers can linger. Visit theexpressnews.com for the full story on all of these headlines and more. And now the fun stuff. San Antonio chefs are going to read aloud their worst Yelp reviews. Lucy Cooper's Ice House will host an event next month where 15 food pros will read their most scathing online reviews. Chuck Blount has the details at expressnews.com/food. And Cats is back in San Antonio, and it is still a love it or hate it musical. Deborah Martin has those details at expressnews.com/entertainment. And the Southtown Burger restaurant Burger Culture announced its closing effective October 28. The closing comes just weeks after the death of co-owner Randy Vrana, who died suddenly of a heart attack earlier this month. Paul Stephen has the full story on expressnews.com/food. And that's your Express briefing for Wednesday, October 30th. Get San Antonio's top news headlines daily. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. For the San Antonio Express News, I'm Joy Marie Scott.